great alienation of humanity from God, what was it going to take for the door to be open, for the relationship to be restored?
Find out what it does take to make that relationship right on the next Encounter the Truth with Jonathan Griffiths.
You are listening to KELP El Paso. Feed your mind, feed your soul at 1590 AM, 95.9 FM. Streaming worldwide at KELPradio.com.
915 Talk is a production of Desert Voice Media. You can visit desertvoice.media to learn more.
915 TALK.
The world is looking at El Paso.
What will we say to the world? From the KELP studio in El Paso, this is 915 Talk.
And now your host.
Good afternoon, beautiful citizens of the borderland. This is 915 Talk, and I'm your host, Andy Frecka. Happy Thursday to everyone as we once again broadcast from the heart of the world's largest borderplex. We're here at the KELP studio in El Paso, and today we have the incredibly distinct privilege of having Mac Daddy Del Norte on the board. Mac Daddy, how you doing this afternoon?
Hey, Andy, I'm doing pretty good, man. How about yourself?
I must confess my vocabulary is painfully poverty-stricken.
Yeah.
I am unable to describe the wonder and joy that I experience each and every weekday afternoon as we learn to love our city, love our neighbors, and give God all the glory.
Yes, sir. Amen to that.
You know what I'm thinking about today, Mac Daddy Del Norte?
What are you thinking about?
I'm thinking about how you went to Austin High School.
I did.
Yeah, not to brag.
Not to brag. Why?
No, I'm getting there.
Okay.
I went to Woodridge High School.
Oh, where's
You
that?
ever heard, where's that?
Yeah.
It's in Ohio. Yeah,
okay.
72 people in my graduating class. Small town Ohio.
Really?
Yeah.
It's very small.
Yeah, how many were in your graduating class at Austin?
I think it was like 2-something, 250, 280. I think.
I think you're way off.
No.
But I think Austin's bigger than that.
Back in the
Okay.
day, I don't know. Not a lot of people were graduating. They were failing. I almost didn't graduate, bro. I'm being honest.
Why is that?
You know, there was a lot of gang-related activity and just...
Were you a part of it? Wait, what's happening?
You know what? I had to be a part for protection.
Are we talking about this on live radio? What's happening?
Hey, you asked.
Well,
I'm an honest person.
so check this out.
Yeah, tell me.
My sister in Ohio sent me something that my high school speech teacher wrote.
Oh, cool. What's that? Let's hear it.
Okay, so it says, let's see here. Comments. Okay, grade thus far was a C. I was getting a C in high school speech.
A C?
Yeah, a C.
Okay.
Does it seem like that's about right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
See, it says Andrew isn't working as hard as he could be in class. He is a good public speaker, but needs to spend more time and effort on the assignment.
Sounds correct.
Yes. So
You're a very good public speaker.
yeah, but I do need to work harder.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
How do I need to work harder?
You lose track of things very easily.
I do.
We have to keep reminding you, man.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm glad we're having this conversation about your gang-related activity. I mean, I wasn't part of a gang. I just wasn't
Me
applying
neither.
myself.
I was just being protected by gang members.
Oh, you're paying them off.
Oh no. with good grades, with doing their homework, passing some test results, etc. That's not being part of them.
I think we're past the statute of limitations on this. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. You know, we go to school and these people are pouring into our lives. In this case, it was my speech teacher. Yeah. She's like, you know what, Andrew. I was known as Andrew back then. Mm-hmm. She's like, Andrew isn't trying hard enough.
Oh man. Yeah,
the grading period 3. My homeroom teacher was Mr. Coburn. Remember him? But we remember our teachers, right?
Yeah.
They pour into our lives.
Yeah, that's true.
So today we're going to continue our educational journey, Mac Daddy Del Norte.
Okay.
As we learn to love our city, love our neighbors, and give God all the glory. But today we're going to be talking about education.
Nice.
We're going to be educated about education.
Okay. Love
Yeah.
that.
And today we have a full studio. We have
Yes, we
three
do.
very special guests.
We do.
Do you know why they're special?
Definitely, because they are the unique expressions of an endlessly creative God.
That is true. They are the
Yeah.
unique expressions of an endlessly creative God. Each of us are unique in our own way, and each of them are in. We were talking about our high school career.
Mm-hmm.
They work in elementary school.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. How was your elementary experience, Mac
I
Daddy?
think it was much better than my high school experience, for
no,
sure.
No gang activity.
No, not yet. Not yet. No, it was much more cleaner and nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I learned a lot.
Oh man.
Definitely.
I remember in kindergarten,
Mhm.
I went to Chapel Hill Christian School. Have you heard of that?
No.
Yeah, it's also in Ohio.
Okay.
But my kindergarten teacher, she was Mrs. Cutright,
Uh huh.
and and we would have these mats.
She never cut left.
No, because she was teaching us how to use scissors and stuff. So
Oh,
she went by
gotcha.
Mrs. Cutright. No,
Gotcha.
that was actually her name. It wasn't like a stage name or anything.
Oh.
That was actually her name, Mrs.
Okay.
Cutright.
Okay.
And so we had these mats,
Mhm.
okay? And I'm not kidding you. The mat was maybe 1/8 of an inch thick. It was the thinnest mat you've ever seen in your life.
Mhm.
But during nap time, we would put those mats on the ground and we'd take naps.
Yes.
On the hard concrete floor, we had 1/8 of an inch of some material between us and the ground.
Yeah.
And if you fell asleep, check this out.
What's that?
Mrs. Cutright would come up and she put a gold star sticker on your forehead.
What?
Yeah.
If you fell asleep.
If you fell asleep during nap time.
Wow.
And so I would try to pretend I was sleeping because I wanted that gold sticker on my forehead so bad.
That's
But it was
good.
crazy to me. It was crazy to me. She always could figure out that I was like fake sleeping.
I wonder why. You probably blinked.
Yeah, and then I also remember it was Christian school, right?
Mhm.
And we had to pray before lunchtime.
Mhm.
And I remember one of the girls raised her hand and said that during prayer time someone else had their eyes open. And I'm like, well, how would you
How
know?
would you know exactly? Oh.
So as you can guess, I feel like we could keep going, but we have a
Yeah.
program to do.
Yes,
We're going to be talking about Christian education, specifically Christian elementary education,
Okay.
and here in El Paso.
Mm.
So for that, we have three fine folks from Calvary Chapel Christian Academy. Have you heard of Calvary Chapel Christian Academy?
I have, yes.
Nothing else to say about that?
Oh, well, no.
Yeah.
I've heard of that.
Well, if you listen to KELP radio, you hear about them
Exactly.
because they are impact partners.
That is correct.
We talk about them multiple times throughout the day.
Mhm.
Calvary Chapel Christian Academy. They're over on Zaragoza.
Mhm.
So we're going to be learning all about what they're doing, and I'm going to say this too. In the coming days, we're going to be hearing from a few different Christian schools here in our community. They're all amazing, and I hope that for our listeners, we're excited about that. We support them. And we even recently had the superintendent from Canutillo ISD on.
Yeah.
Like, we love what's happening in the public schools, a lot of them.
Yeah.
And like, we as a community need to be supporting that, cheering them on. As Christians, we need to be praying for all the schools. But today we're going to be hearing specifically about Calvary Chapel Christian Community. So without further ado, let's give a very warm Borderland welcome to Jessica, Tabitha, and Cherie. Ladies, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so I feel like I shared a little bit about growing up, about in kindergarten I was a really good student. In high school I wasn't such a great student. I feel education was a good student in school, right?
I was.
You were a good student. You were a good student, Cherie.
I was a nerd. Yes.
You were a nerd. Okay, what was your favorite subject, Cherie?
It was actually science, and I was going to be a chemistry major because I liked science so much, and then I couldn't pass calculus, so
Oh, yeah, you
I
need
didn't like
calculus
math.
for that, right?
I didn't like math,
Yeah.
but I was great at science.
Uh-huh.
So I went to Andrus. Are you proud? Oh yes.
That's right here in El Paso.
Yes,
Okay,
that's in
what
the
part of-
Northeast.
Northeast.
Yes.
All right. Okay. A proud graduate of Andrus. How many were in your graduating class? I feel
It's
like you'd know this.
1,000. It seemed like.
Yeah. see, Mac Daddy was talking about 250.
That's because everybody left Austin and came to Andrus.
Oh.
No, yeah, that's the truth. I'm so sorry to admit it.
They
but
were
yeah.
they were scared.
Okay. So Shri, just tell me. You said that you loved science. You weren't too much into the math.
No.
At what point did you understand you wanted to go into education?
when God called me. Because when I was in college studying chemistry, there was a saying, those who can do, those who can't teach. And it was
Those who can do.
those who can't teach.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it was kind of to be an educator was kind of a low level type of career.
Okay.
And so my parents actually wanted me to study education, and I was like, no way. And then I graduated from UTEP, and then I was like, I don't know what to do with my life. And God called me into education, and then I had to do the long route. So my I didn't go from point A to point B. I went from like point A, B, C, D, and then kind of like a squiggle back around. So it was definitely God called me.
Okay. Well, I think, some of our listeners might know what that means. God called you, and others, they're like, what does that mean?
He said, Cherie, you're going to be a teacher.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Wow. All right. And then when I asked you all how you were in school, Jessica, you just shook your head. You're Mrs. Doherty. You are the head of school at Calvary Chapel Christian Academy. It's time to do your tell-all. What was it like for you in school?
I was a terrible child. I never listened to my teachers.
I thought you were going to say I was a bad student. You're like, I was just a bad person.
I was a bad child, a bad student. I hated school. I dreaded getting up every morning. That was elementary all the way through high school. Don't tell anyone, but I actually got kicked out of Irvin High School, so I ended up graduating from Parkland High School, and I had to go to Andrews for summer school.
I was probably tutoring.
So you took a tour of El Paso High School.
I sure did.
You got kicked out of Irvin.
I did.
You heard it here first, folks.
I was asked
The head of
nicely
school
not
at
to
Calvary
come
Chapel.
back.
Yeah. So that happened to me. I wasn't kicked out of high school, but in third year Spanish, I was removed from Senora Beaver's Spanish class due to personality differences and moved to French class. But as someone who maybe you were not totally keyed in school, how does that affect you in leading a school?
Students are struggling. And then now that I have my wonderful teachers by my side, seeing what they do every day, how they inspire them, how they truly love on them, how they pray over them, is something obviously I didn't get growing up. So I see how they impact those kiddos on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
And I just love it.
Yeah, it is interesting. The difficult child is often the one who's just looking for a little bit of attention, a little bit of love, right?
Yes, exactly. That's all they really want, is somebody to love them for who they are and just listen to them, pray with them.
Super cool.
And a lot of the difficult children, they're bored. It's like they're not being challenged enough.
Yeah.
And so
I feel that was my case. I was sort of a genius, and they weren't challenging me.
Exactly.
Just kidding, sort of. All right, Miss Odell, you've been very quiet.
Yes, sir.
Tell us about your school experience.
So, like my coworker, Miss Cherie, my good friend, I was also a pretty good student. I think I did fairly well. I wasn't so much into the core subjects as much as I was into fine arts and actually serving at the school.
Okay.
So in high school, I loved serving on our student council, and I was a student body president all 4 years of high school.
Where at?
Eastlake High School.
Okay, so we have a science nerd. We have someone who's kicked out of 3 high schools, if I understood correctly. And then we have the student body president at Eastlake. Okay, all right. So how does that play? Because, I asked Miss Jessica, I said, how does being a student that struggled in school affect you, as head of school at Calvary Chapel Christian Academy? For you, you were kind of sounds like a model student. Is that what you're telling us?
I don't know that I would call myself that, but
But that's what people were saying.
Yes.
So how does that affect the way that you lead your class?
So when I was younger, I just always have such a willingness to serve, and that's part of the reason why I served on a student council, and that kind of carried over into my ministry at church, and it's serving me now as I participate in our ministry as a school and as a ministry of the church as well. So that's what I enjoy, just being able to be there for my community.
That's super cool. Well, you're the K4, K5
Yes,
teacher?
sir.
Okay. All right, K4, K5. Do you have nap time?
Yes, we do.
Okay. Do you have like mats that you put on the floor? How does this work?
We have cots. So there's a little bit more separation than what you were talking about. There's a little bit more space so they're not right on top of the concrete.
Okay.
So they have some cushion. They have time to rest because Lord knows they need it.
Yeah. I feel like we could spend the rest of the program talking about nap time. You know, when you're in kindergarten, first grade, pre-K, whatever the case would be, you don't want to take a nap. But I'm at a point in my life right now where I'd love to have nap time. Sadly, I probably won't be able to, even if I apply, I won't be accepted at Calvary Chapel Christian Academy for K4, K5. How long is your nap time?
It's an hour and a half.
Wait, what?
It's an hour and a half. Yeah.
Do the kiddos sleep for an hour and a half?
I had one student last year that napped. The rest did not nap.
What do they do?
I will give them sensory objects to play with. I'll give them books, puzzles. I'll sit there, draw, color with them. But even if they don't sleep, they need quiet time for their minds to recharge, reset, and be ready for the next activity. Okay. And for the ones who do sleep, that's helping their minds and bodies grow, which I'm very jealous of.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if I could take an hour and a half nap every day, I mean, just my mind would be growing. It'd be so amazing. What do we need to do, Miss Odell, to make nap time more mainstream among the population?
Well, I mean, we are children of God.
Oh.
So, I mean, maybe that qualifies us for a nap.
Yeah, what is a sensory object?
Things like fidget toys, fidget spinners, Play-Doh, things that kids can manipulate with their hands, things that they can build upon, use their imagination, things that will help them grow, kind of challenge their minds.
Okay, and hour and a half, and they're able to do this.
Oh, yes, sir.
And be quiet. Okay, and what I like it when our guests call me yes, sir. That's so great. What time of day is nap time?
What type of what I'm saying?
What time of day?
It's between 11 and 12:30.
Oh, it's before lunch.
No, it's after lunch.
What time's lunch?
10:15.
You have lunch at
It's not this
Okay, sorry. I feel this is all we're going to talk about. What time's breakfast?
Whatever they eat at home.
Okay.
Or whatever I have in the classroom. I have snacks ready for them because, again, they're growing children.
Okay, so it's an early lunch.
Yes, sir.
And then after that, we get to have nap time. And in that age group, what is the actual schedule? What time do you start? What time do you finish?
So at our school, we start at 7:50. And then we go into our pledges. We start our day with Bible, and then we go throughout our day doing phonics, math, science, all the subjects that they need, even Spanish. I love teaching the kids Spanish. Okay. It's a challenge for me because I didn't grow up bilingual, so I'm learning right along with them, But they start their day. They have PE in the morning. We get to take them to their early lunch. They get their nap time. They get time to play outside. And then there's a lot of time in between for us to practice transition, doing brain breaks, dancing, kind of adding on to the curriculum, giving them opportunities to reinforce what they've been learning, in addition to the core subjects that they've been learning as well.
Okay, Miss Doherty, what is a brain break?
Just some time, some quiet time where they can read a book, they can go outside.
Yes. I thought it was like a mind bender.
No.
No, it's an opportunity for them to literally take a break from their learning. They can get their wiggles out literally by wiggling it out, doing stretches, jumping up and down.
I wish I could
take
go to
them
Calvary
out to
Chapel
run.
Christian Academy. I could take brain breaks, nap time, have a fidget spinner. This is great.
I would take the kids outside sometimes just to go running, just to get them outside, playing, moving.
Yeah, okay.
And just kind of like you were saying earlier, sometimes these kids get bored. And even if they're great at everything and they can do the work, sometimes they just need a moment for themselves to just reflect on what they learned, or even just to stop and breathe. Yeah. And so that's what helps them to continue their day.
Right. Okay. And you're talking about Spanish class, Mrs. Doherty. You're going to be the Spanish teacher. Is that right?
I am. I'm going to be teaching first grade Spanish. So last year, Miss Tabitha introduced Spanish to our K-5 students. Now that they're moving up, the curriculum is a little bit more intense. So I'm going to be taking on that subject.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
No, I love that you're doing English and Spanish. I mean, I feel like it's kind of like maybe super obvious. but at the same time, not all schools do that. And I love that, you're choosing to do that, because so many families are bilingual to a point, but we all need to be learning the languages, and, Spanish is like so obvious here in El Paso.
Well, my background is French.
Okay.
Which I use it so much here in El Paso. That's a joke. Okay. So Jessica asked me to incorporate. So our students are going to be multilingual.
Oh, nice. Well, I think if you speak 3 languages, what is that called?
Trilingual.
Trilingual. And then if you speak 2 languages, what is that called?
Bilingual.
Bilingual. And then 1 language?
Monolingual.
No, it's American. if you're not from El Paso.
Terrible.
I'm going to be learning Spanish with the children, that's for sure.
No, that's super cool. Yes.
We're actually praying about incorporating ASL as well. I know a gentleman who is a professor, so I've kind of reached out to him to see if there's any way that his students would come to our school and maybe teach our kiddos just some basic ASL.
I'm interested in myself as an educator and just as an individual. I would love to learn ASL as well.
So that's American Sign Language.
Yes, sir.
Correct. Okay. All right. If you're just joining us, we're joined today by 3 lovely ladies, Miss Cherie, Miss Tabitha, Miss Jessica, the faculty at some of the faculty at Calvary Chapel Christian Academy here in El Paso. We do need to take a break. Before we go into the break, this is your daily reminder that 915 Talk is a production of Desert Voice Media. The website is just that, desertvoice.media. And this airtime, this production of this program is covered by your generosity. So if you're out there and you're like, oh, I love this program, but I need to be generous, this message is for you. You can go to desertvoice.media, and we made a giant green donate button so you wouldn't miss it. You can click on that. Listen, any donation of any size is just such a huge encouragement to us. Thank you to everyone who listens each and every weekday afternoon and shares about this program with others. We're going to go into a break. Do not touch that dial.
We'll be right back. Don't touch that dial.
915 Talk is listener supported and is a production of Desert Voice Media. That's right. It's people just like you who make this program possible. Together with Desert Voice, you can learn how to better serve our neighbors and pray for our community. To become a Desert Voice Media partner, you can visit desertvoice.media. That's right. That's the website, desertvoice.media. Take a look and join us today in reaching our borderland for Christ.
As a business owner or CEO, you carry a lot. Big decisions, heavy responsibilities, and often no one to process it with. That's why C12 exists. C12 is a confidential peer advisory group for Christian business leaders who want to build great businesses for a greater purpose. It's not networking, and it's not a class. It's a room of leaders committed to excellence, accountability, and purpose. If that sounds like what you've been missing, learn more at c12borderplex.com.
915.
Testify. So growing up, I actually grew up to be a Muslim, and it wasn't up until high school when I started going to church and I didn't know who Jesus Christ really was. It wasn't up until April of this past year in 2024 when I fully surrendered to Christ. I was an alcoholic. I was a man full of lust. I was just lost in the sinful nature of this world, and I didn't know how to comprehend certain things. I didn't know how to have a proper relationship. It was just tormenting me from the inside. But I'm here to tell you today that Jesus Christ changed my life for the better, serving at the capacity, knowing that I have a purpose and moving with that purpose because I know that the world is coming to an end soon. My name is Marvis Davis, and I'm here to tell you that if Jesus Christ did it for me, he could also do it for you too.
And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb
and by the word of their testimony.
desertvoice.media.
We're back. You're listening to 915 Talk.
We are back, and you are listening to 915 Talk. I'm your host, Andy Frecka. Today we are joined by Miss Jessica, Mrs. Doherty, Miss Tabitha, Miss Cherie, the K4 teacher at Calvary. What did I say?
I'm first grade.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. K4 teacher and the first grade, K4, K5, and first grade teachers and head of school at Calvary Chapel Christian Academy. Mrs. Doherty, for those who are not familiar with Calvary Chapel Christian Academy, you're over on Zaragoza, east side of El Paso. Tell us a little bit about the school.
That is correct. We are on the far side of El Paso. We are a ministry of Calvary Chapel of El Paso. We have officially completed our first year, so we're very excited. This is going to be year 2 for us. We are an accredited elementary school, K4 through 5th grade.
Okay, all right. And successfully completed the first year. What is one lesson you learned during the first year?
I learned so much.
It doesn't have to be the most important lesson.
The most important lesson, I would say over communicating between parents, faculty and staff, and even being a ministry.
Yeah.
Yes, just keeping everybody in the loop, everybody on the same page.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. That's one of those things you can't over communicate. But you're over on. You said you're on the far side of El Paso.
Yeah. So we're right off of Zaragoza. Our address is.
It's only far if you're on the west side.
On the west side. We're way out there on Zaragoza.
Yeah. But if you're on the east side, if you're on Zaragoza, it's the close side.
Yes.
Yeah.
We really can't miss us. We're off of Zaragoza.
Yeah. No, that's so great. And we've talked about this on this program quite a lot, but the far east of El Paso has so few churches.
That is correct.
There's almost none outside of the loop in the far east of El Paso. You're just inside the loop. At Calvary Chapel, El Paso, which I think a lot of our listeners know. But the church decided we're going to do this. We're going to have a school. You started off with K4, K5 through...
We actually started off only with K5 last year.
Okay.
Yeah, so this year we're going to open up K4, K5, and first grade.
Okay, and one of the things you said before going on air was that El Paso needs more schools.
That is correct.
Christian schools. Speak into that.
So that is my heart. I've always believed our school needs more Christian education, more accessible Christian education. I've always been a true believer that I do not feel that we are in competition with any other private schools.
Right.
I mean, our school is so big. There is enough room for us to be able to have schools pretty much throughout El Paso.
Yeah.
You drive by and you see these beautiful churches that are empty. There's no movement. And I envision schools.
Right.
That's what I see every time I see an empty building.
Yeah, I love that so much. And as I mentioned at the beginning of the program, we're going to hear from a couple other schools in the coming days, a couple other private Christian schools here in El Paso. And I would encourage folks to really get to know what the schools are. And even if you don't have kids of your own, if you know about the schools, you know other people, young families who are looking at what to do with their kids. And not everyone even has to go to Christian school, but knowing that the option's out there. And knowing how they're different from each other, and even praying for the school, and just cheering each other on. I think that's part of being a community. So I love that you made that. I think it was a big leap of faith to start the school, and immediately went for accreditation. Not all schools do that, and I know that's a lot of work, but super cool. Tell us just briefly about the vouchers.
So the vouchers did pass in Texas. Officially, this is going to be the first year that the schools are going to be taking them. It is definitely a game changer. It allows parents to make a decision where they want their money to go, whether it's private, public, charter, even homeschool. So now our parents are empowered to have choices of where they want their children to attend. For us right now, since we are a brand new school, we are kind of paving the way. So Lord willing, we will be able to take the vouchers beginning in the fall of 2027.
Okay.
There is something right now in the works also in Texas, which is a very big blessing to all private schools. It's called the Freedom Education Tax Credit.
Okay.
That is going to kick off in January of 2027. It basically allows taxpayers to donate to what they call SGOs. They are scholarship granting organizations like ACSI. They are able to donate money and allocate it to a specific school in Texas. And then that allows us as a school.
Nothing in this program is in any way to be construed as financial advice. No. Having said that, That's pretty amazing.
Yes, and not just that, but the person donating, they can get up to a tax credit of $1,700
Yeah,
at the end
and
of the year.
so what I understand is it's not a tax deduction, it's
No,
a tax
it's a
credit,
tax credit.
which is a much, much bigger deal. And I'd never heard of this before until we were chatting before we went on air. What I would say is if you're out there, you're listening, and you're friends with a private Christian school here in El Paso, and they don't know about that, can they get in touch with you?
Of course,
Yeah.
definitely. Have them call me.
Yeah.
We are going to start training for the SGO program in the fall.
Yeah, that's super amazing. And what if people want to get in touch with you for any reason? How can they find Calvary Chapel Christian Academy?
Our website is www.com, calvarylionsep.org.
calvarylionsep.org.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Super cool. And do you have a phone number?
Can I give them my personal email?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yes, I would love to.
Yeah.
It's jdoherty
Okay.
at calvarylionsep.org.
Okay. And then I will mention this. First of all, thank you for being a KELP Radio Impact Partner, being able to run those ads for you. I hope that the community has heard about you. And if you're looking to get in touch with Calvary Chapel Christian Academy, you can go to KELPradio.com, scroll down to that Impact Partner section, and we have the...
Down to look at it, shoulder activity there, PD there. Still an active seam there, I-10 west and red, a little bit of a slope. Then also, that slope will also be I-10 east, speeding us through the Reynolds Gable area because just that typical slowing. Gateway west of Clinton, on the county, Gateway west of Clinton, on the right lane taken away, they're doing some construction work out there, and so sometimes that traffic can get you and be a real jungle. And make sure your teenager learns to drive safely and with confidence with Jungle Driving School, located conveniently at the shops of Solano on El Paso's west side. Jungle Driving School, call 900-4943. 10% discount for KELP listeners. Andy?
Thank you, Charlie One. This afternoon we have 3 faculty in first grade. The kids hungry, and they're really thinking about that evening. Thinking of is where could I find a bowl of homemade menudo that I could take home to share with my family? Where would you suggest they find that bowl of menudo?
That's true, and it's at Eastside Choice Meats, Loma Land, and Treewood. They can pick up that container of homemade menudo, and it's just add some oregano to it. You're going to love it. The kids are going to love it.
Yes.
And, it's going to satisfy their appetite because kids are very active and have a lot of energy to expel, and they need some, something in their stomach there. So
yes.
they're going to like it. Eastside Choice Meats, Loma Land, and Treewood. Andy?
Thank you, Charlie One. We'll talk soon. Talking about these tax credits, the SGO program. Mrs. Doherty, love that you're sharing about that. I think that's so important. It's the kind of thing our community needs to hear about. Just yesterday, we were talking with True Vice Financial Planning about donor-advised accounts and just this idea that people, that there are ways for us to donate where we get a tax break, where the church saves money or the nonprofit or whatever it be. This SGO sounds like another really big deal. So I love that you're sharing about that. And if, again, I just want to repeat what we said before the break, but if you're friends with a Christian private school here in the borderland, you can get in touch with Miss Jessica over at Calvary Chapel Christian Academy. You can go to KELPradio.com, find the link down at the Impact Partner section. Google Calvary Chapel Christian Academy or calvarylionsep.org. But in any case, we'll find each other. Let's serve each other. And I also love what you said before the break, just that, we need new schools here in El Paso. We need new Christian schools. There's plenty of room in our community for more. All right. Having said all that, let's chat a little bit more with Miss Tabitha. We talked a lot about nap time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How do you know that you've been successful with a kindergartner at the end of the year?
At the parent-teacher conferences, at the end of the school year, if they're coming up to you and they're giving you these hugs and they just have nothing but smiles and gratitude for you, you know that you've done what the Lord has called you to do. I mean, it's a feeling. It's something that you can see, and it's a blessing. It really is.
Yeah. So a lot of it has to do with the relational aspect. As far as the academic part, what does that look like for a kindergartner?
Oh, you can tell they make so much progress throughout the school year. You can see it in their work. at first you can see their frustrations. You can see how much they want to quit at first, but then you just keep encouraging them. And then what I love to see is when the students encourage each other, and that boosts their own self-esteem. It boosts their confidence, and then you just begin to see the progress slowly, day by day, month by month, until they finally reach the end of the school year, and you see that they have this consistency of improvement, of doing well, and just not only encouraging each other, but also congratulating themselves. Because they'll come up to me and they'll say, look, I did such a good job. Did I do a good job? I say, yes, you did. You get to go home. You get to tell your mommy. You get to tell your daddy, look at what such a good job you did. I know it was hard in the beginning, but look how far you've come. And so they get to rejoice in themselves and all the hard work that they do.
And these K-5 children, they're already reading.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So reading in kindergarten, that's pretty good. And how, Miss Cherie, how does first grade look different from kindergarten?
That's a great question. So I'm the new kid on the block in CCCA. So I am kind of building and charting my path kind of based off of what Tabitha. So I was thinking about maybe throwing some To Kill a Mockingbird or Scarlet Letter. That's a joke. I promise. So just working on kind of building those skills with reading. I'm really passionate about literacy. So I'm really glad that they're already reading so that we can kind of build on those skills. Reading, it seems like in a lot of schools, they've kind of pushed it to the side. It's not really quite as big of a deal. I know we're very focused on STEM, but the humanities, the arts, those are just as important even in elementary.
Right. Okay. And like I said earlier on in the program, I personally I don't believe that all kids need to go to Christian school or be homeschooled or whatever the case may be. I think the Lord can have a different path for each child individually. Having said that, tell me about your passion for Christian education.
Well, I was called into Christian education. I was living in Fort Worth. I was going to seminary. I needed a job. I was working in a daycare, and I needed something more substantial. And I was asked to be a teacher, and I was so scared. I was actually working in a program it was a Christian school, but it was specialized for children with learning disabilities. And so that originally became my philosophy is there's a lot of children out there in this world that are struggling with learning disabilities, but they also need to realize that God still loves them. They may learn differently. We had to measure their learning with a different stick, but they were still special in God's eyes. And so they needed that encouragement, their social, emotional learning. I've been in Christian education for nearly 30 years. I took a little break, an accidental break. But I feel like, time with God. And in Christian education, we can do that. We have Bible, we have chapel. We're teaching children not just to be kind, but we're teaching children to love their neighbor as themselves. So we're reinforcing those things that the churches are teaching, but we're doing it on a daily basis. So by doing Christian education, children, and you're right, it's not for everyone. There's a lot of things that Christian education cannot offer that teaching children not only to read, but to read the Bible for themselves. And that is what we are very passionate about.
Yeah, very cool, very cool. Mrs. Doherty, when you look at the spiritual formation of the children, how would you define the goal? Particularly, we're talking about a pretty young age. And there definitely is a spiritual capacity among children. How do you even present the Bible to 5 and 6 year olds?
The blessing that we have is that Becca has an amazing Bible curriculum. Not just that, but one of the things that I've always spoken to my teachers about is, yes, I want them to learn Bible verses, but it's beyond that. It has to be application. How can we break it down for these little ones to be able to understand what they're reading and apply it to their daily lives? So for us, that's something that's very important.
Yeah, love it. Again, if you're just joining us, we're with three lovely ladies, faculty at Calvary Radio. Would like to thank our impact partners. These are local businesses, churches, nonprofits, educational institutions that have joined us in our journey to serve our community through this radio ministry. And today I was thinking long and hard about which impact partner to thank, and I thought, I should thank Calvary Chapel Christian Academy. They're here in the studio. So thank you for that, for being a part of what we're doing.
Thank you.
And to see all our impact partners, you go to kelpradio.com, go down to that impact partner section. If you maybe run a business here in El Paso or own a business and you're interested in learning about what it would entail to become a KELP Radio impact partner, just reach out to us through the site. But again, thank you to Calvary Chapel Christian Academy, CalvaryLionsEP.org. We're going to go into a break. Do not touch that dial.
We'll be right back. Don't touch that dial.
Greetings, KELP listeners. This is Terry Gray, pastor of Calvary Chapel, Sun City, and speaker on the Summons broadcast heard each weekday at 5 p.m. right here on this station. Calvary Chapel, Sun City is located at 960 West Borderland Road on the west side of El Paso. We hold services on Wednesday evenings at 7 and on Sunday mornings at 9 and 11. If you are without a church home, we would love to have you join us for worship and Bible study. You can find out more information about us on the web at www.ccsuncity.org.
This is Pastor Steve Castrita. I'd like to extend the invitation for you to join us in service every Saturday at 5 p.m. at Redeeming Grace Church, El Paso. We are located at 2400 George Dieter inside Iglesia Philadelphia. We're a young church on the east side of El Paso with no smoke, no lasers, and no gimmicks, just the uncompromising Word of God and a call to win the 915 for Jesus Christ. We'd love to meet you and your family. God bless you, and thank you for listening to KELP.
Greetings, KELP listeners. My name is Terry Gray, and I have the joy and privilege of serving as the pastor of Calvary Chapel, Sun City, located on the west side of El Paso. I also have the joy of connecting with the radio audience in the borderland through the Summons broadcast heard each weekday at 5 p.m. right here on this station. On Summons, we study the Bible book by book, chapter by chapter, verse by verse, precept by precept. Please join us each weekday at 5 p.m. for Summons right here on KELP.
We're back. You're listening to 915 Talk.
We are back, and you are listening to 915 Talk. I'm your host, Andy Frecken. Today we're with Miss Cherie, Miss Tabitha, Mrs. Doherty. They're over at Calvary Chapel Christian Academy on El Paso's east side on Zaragoza. I'm just going to say, as we mentioned earlier in the program, we're going to be hearing from actually a few Christian private schools here in El Paso this month. Get to know all the Christian schools, and, particularly if you're a young family, you have K4, K5, first grade. I think what you've heard throughout this program is just that these ladies really care about these kiddos, and that's so cool to hear. And we were talking during the break about events. You guys have a lot of events, don't you?
We do. We're very community oriented. The very first one we're going to have in September is going to be our grandparents. This year we're going to call it Conchas en Cafecito. We wanted to do something different.
Wait. I as I mentioned earlier in the program, I was kicked out of Senora Beaver's class.
Yes.
What is conchas?
A concha is a Mexican pastry. It's almost like a very fluffy bread with like cinnamon sugar topping. Yes,
it's pretty good.
It's delicious, and then you dip it in hot chocolate or your coffee.
Okay, so conchas and what?
En cafecito means coffee.
Conchas and coffee.
Yes.
And that's where the grandparents
That's
came.
going to be for our grandparents.
Yeah, because you're like conchas y cafecito, and I was like, is conchas like a name for grandpa that I don't know? No, it's actually a pastry.
It is a Mexican pastry.
Okay,
yes.
so you have the grandparents come in.
We have that, and then Lord willing, we are actually planning to have a coffee with a cop.
Okay.
That's going to be in October.
Yeah.
As well, yes.
Okay.
Just a way for us to open up our campus, our church, and invite our law enforcement to come by and again have coffee, pastries.
All right, pastries and law enforcement sounds good. What kind of questions do the kids ask the cops when they come in for coffee with a cop?
What were they asking them?
Most of them would ask about the canine unit.
Oh, the canine.
Yes.
Oh, they wanted to ask about the dogs.
The dogs, and then they would ask about their utility belt and their uniform. Sometimes they would ask about their car, a little bit about what they do, but they were mostly interested in what was on our officers.
Okay, yeah, they're right there. It's very visual. They see what's on them. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so looking at those community events, I love it. So we have Gonchas y Cafecito. We have Coffee with the Cop. Everything seems to be centered around coffee. What are the kids drinking during these events?
Oh, they would love coffee. They talk about coffee all the time.
Really?
Yes, they do. They do.
You got to keep that caffeine away because nap time doesn't work with the caffeine.
No.
Okay.
But honestly, if you were to give those kids a little bit of coffee, they would go crazy for it.
Okay.
In the meantime, they pretend their hot chocolate is coffee, so that's good enough for them.
All right. Well, very cool. Also, during the break, Miss Epperson, you were sharing. We've had a few confessionals during during this hour. Tell us about your confession.
Well, I attended public school all through elementary, junior high, high school. And I had a cousin, actually, that attended Emmanuel, and I had some friends that came to our junior high from a Northeast Christian school. And I remember we kind of made fun of them a little bit. I mean, I was a church kid. I was a pastor's kid. But we kind of considered the Christian school kids to be like special or elite or a little bit maybe snobby, but also kind of sheltered. And I thought, well, by going to a public school, we're learning about, how to live in this world. And unfortunately, I think parents and a lot of people still have that philosophy.
Yeah.
But now that I've been a Christian school educator, I know that, we are preparing these children and these teens to live in this world. So, by the way, one of the kids that came to my school from that Northeast, he was valedictorian of our school. So they had a wonderful education. And I think, sometimes we're just trying here to change the perspective that, there's a lot of wonderful public schools, there's a lot of wonderful charter schools, there's a lot of wonderful home schools, but Christian schools have something that's very special.
Yeah.
And I think, a lot of people should just kind of give it a chance and not maybe make fun of those kids.
Yeah. So you're repenting.
I am. Well, I've been, this is my penance as being a teacher.
All right. So, Mrs. Doherty, you started this school last year. Where do you see Calvary Chapel Christian Academy in the next few years?
Lord willing, it continues to grow. I am so excited to be part of that ministry and just seeing everything that God has done over the years. He has gone above and beyond everything I could ever imagine. And I know Yes.
Okay, so you're hoping to see it grow. Does that mean over time you add grades, or how does that work?
Right now, since we're accredited to go up to 5th grade, I think that's kind of where we'll stop and then kind of revisit the plan for the future.
Well, that's still, a lot of growth.
Yes, it is a lot of growth. Yeah. We do want to keep our classrooms small and intimate. That way it allows our teachers to build those relationships with the students and the parents as well.
Okay, and you said you've learned a lot in the first year. You made quite the leap of faith to together with Calvary Chapel El Paso to start this school. What would be your words of advice, encouragement, inspiration, warning for other people who might be, or other churches who are thinking about starting a Christian school?
Definitely pray about it. It took us several years to pray about opening up a Christian school at Calvary. Do your research. Partner up with somebody who has either done it, has the experience. Ask a lot of questions. Because like I said before in the previous interview, it's not for the faint of heart.
Right.
You're not always going to be supported. You are going to have your peaks and valleys. It is definitely challenging, but I feel that the Lord is going to put the right people in your path to get you through it.
And when you look at El Paso, what would your dream be for Christian schools across the city? What does that look like?
Obviously, more Christian schools. I always feel that Christian education should be free.
Oh, wow.
Amen.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yes, I truly believe it should be accessible to everyone.
Okay.
Yes, and I know parents that send their kids to our schools. I mean, they sacrifice a lot.
Sure.
But I truly believe in my heart that Christian education needs to be free and accessible to everyone.
Okay. How are we going to make that happen?
Prayer, lots of prayer.
God.
There's actually, yes, definitely God. There's actually a school in San Antonio that I've been following for many years, and they have grown so much. They do not charge. They are tuition free. They are a Christian school. I believe the only thing parents have to pay are the uniforms, but everything else, like they told us one time, the Lord already paid for it, and they left it at that.
Wow.
Yes. And they have grown over the years. So I keep telling my husband, I would love to go and sit with them and look at their model and see how they've been able to do this. Because I believe right now they're at about 150 students from kinder all the way through high school.
Okay.
Yes.
So they're, okay, so it's free for the families, but it's not actually free. Someone's paying for it.
I'm assuming it's probably church funded, donor funded, yes. But they do not charge these families absolutely anything.
Yeah.
And the teachers are getting paid.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that's my point. Is like someone's paying for it, but the ability to offer it to families free of charge is pretty amazing. Of course, there's the voucher program. You're talking about these different. Scholarship programs. I want to say SGA, but that's something different.
No, it's the Freedom Education Tax Credit.
Okay,
yes.
so there's a new tax credit now being offered where up to $1,700 you can donate to a school. Yes. Not a tax deduction, a tax credit, which is a bigger deal.
Yes.
And also we on this program very often promote Menudo, which is as Charlie One puts it, the Borderlands Breakfast of Champions. But today we're going to take a brief break from our Menudo promotion, and we're going to promote pizza. Tell me about that.
We are. So tonight, if you don't want to go home and cook, please stop by the Peter Piper Pizza at 1800 North Zaragoza. We actually have a fundraiser this evening. I'm going to be there between 6 to 8 o'clock. We have wonderful door prizes, and especially if you want to continue this conversation, learn more about Calvary Chapel Christian Academy, we will be there to answer any questions.
Okay, 6 o'clock at the Peter Piper on Zaragoza.
On Zaragoza.
1800
North Zaragoza.
Okay, all right. And is it like if you order a lot of pizzas, a percentage goes to Calvary Chapel?
Yes, 15% of your purchase is going to go back to our school.
What about for the games?
No, they don't include just the food.
Just the food.
Not the games. Yes. That would be a blessing. It's dine-in, carry-out, but I would love to have the opportunity to, spend some more time with you in fellowship.
Okay, super cool. Okay, 1800 North Zaragoza. I'm going to say Zaragoza like you say it. North Zaragoza. Yeah, the Peter Piper Pizza. Mac Daddy, let's talk about this for a minute. You're I think you're a connoisseur of the taste of Italy here in the borderland. Is Peter Piper top 10?
Yes, best pizza in town.
Peter Piper, best pizza in town.
Yes, sir.
You heard it from Mac Daddy Del Norte. Is there like a one Peter Piper that's better than the others?
No, I like them all.
You like them all.
I've been to
but
all
today,
of them,
especially 1800 North Zaragoza.
Nice. Yes.
Yeah.
There you go. Yep.
I only had Peter Piper once, and it was when my son's flag football team won the El Paso, flag football championship. And when they walked into that Peter Piper, you would have thought they just won the Super Bowl. It was a lot of fun. But I need to make it to Peter Piper more often, right?
Yeah.
And,
I love going, especially because of the games for my little kids. They love it. They have their own
cards. Is it for
cards.
the kids or is it for you?
No, it's actually for the kids. They have their own cards,
okay.
And they're just like, Dad, I need money. And then when Grandpa goes, he loads it up pretty good. So even better.
Oh, okay. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to tell people 1800 North Zaragoza, and you go with your kids.
Yeah.
And while the kids are with... Oh, and invite Grandpa.
Yes.
You get Grandpa to go.
Especially.
So check this out. Here's a plan for the evening. You're a young family, right?
Yeah.
So you get Grandpa to go with you to 1800 North Zaragoza at 6 p.m. today.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
You order pizza.
Yes.
Got to mention CCCA, though.
Yes. You have to mention Calvary Chapel
Please.
Christian Academy so that they get 15%. And then you send the kids off with Grandpa to play with the games. and then you take your slice of pizza and you go talk with Miss Jessica about Calvary Chapel Christian Academy.
There we go. Like that plan.
I mean, can anyone right now think of a better way to spend their evening?
No, that's a good plan.
1800 North Zaragoza at 6 p.m.
Pizza and fellowship.
Pizza and fellowship.
Yes,
That's
and
right.
some cool door prizes.
Yeah, and if you get Grandpa to go, you don't have to pay for the games.
Or the pizza.
Or the pizza.
Or the pizza.
Yeah, because we're not able to offer free education for private Christian schools yet in El Paso.
Right.
But we can figure out a way to get free pizza.
Yeah.
Invite Grandpa.
There we go.
Invite Grandpa. All right. Well, super cool. Mrs. Doherty, we only have a couple minutes left. For those who are just joining us here at the tail end of our conversation, let them know what Calvary Chapel Christian Academy is, where they can find you, and all that good stuff.
Of course. Calvary Chapel Christian Academy is located on the far east side of El Paso. We're at 1771 North Zaragoza. We are an accredited K-4 through 5th grade elementary school. Before we end, earlier you had asked what it looks like when a child finally gets a subject. I have a really cool story.
Okay.
There was a student that was struggling in math. And when this student, Miss Tabitha, worked with them so diligently, they were able to understand. That student turned around and looked at her and said, I get it. I love math. I can do this. That's when you know that your teachers are pouring in everything that they have to their students. And I sat there and I witnessed this, and it was just a blessing to see that little kid's eyes light up. Like, I can do anything. Yes.
Yeah, and even as you're sharing the story, Miss Tabitha's eyes are lighting up. She was excited about working with that child, which is so cool.
Oh, yeah. Throughout the school year, you get to develop a personal relationship with your kids and with their families, and you're not proud of yourself, you're proud of them, because they put in so much work to do the amazing thing that they're doing to accomplish something great. And so it was just a blessing. And then not only that, but to see them be excited to go home and tell their families. It was amazing.
Yeah, that's so cool. I think the common thread throughout this conversation has been just that you care about these students so much, you love them so much, and love that. Also, we got a message from one of our listeners, David D. writes in that Peter Piper Pizza is the best pizza in town. So 1800 North Zaragoza this evening, 6 p.m. Yeah, so thank you so much for coming in today. We've been talking with some fine ladies from Calvary Chapel Christian Academy here in El Paso, CalvaryLionsEP.org. Thanks again for coming in today.
Thank you.
As we always say, let's learn to love our city, love our neighbors, and give God all the glory. This has been 915 Talk.
You have been listening to 915 Talk, a production of Desert Voice Media. To listen to this or any previous edition of 915 Talk, just visit desertvoice.media and click on the 915